Hey folks, what's going on? It's Pastor Hassan, and here's what's coming up in the next few days. So our next opportunity to get together and pray via Zoom is going to happen on tomorrow, Wednesday, February 24th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So be sure and check your inbox and check the WhatsApp chat. And if you're able to, please do come and join us as we take our petitions and requests to our great God, knowing that He hears the prayers of His people and He delights to answer us according to His good pleasure. So that's going to happen on tomorrow. And then on Friday, February 26th, is when we're going to have our next devotional. And that's going to happen at 9 o'clock in the morning. And the theme of the next several weeks for our devotional time is going to be on missions. So this is normally the time of the year where we devote as a church our services to thinking about missions, and we try to think and set our hearts towards God's mission in this world, what it is that He is accomplishing and what He has called us to be a part of as His people. And so that's what we're going to begin to do on Friday, and that's going to lead us into our missions conference for the year. Now, I know that probably sounds strange to a lot of y'all, like missions conference, like we haven't been together corporately for a long time, like how we're going to have a missions conference. Well, it's going to look very different, but we will have a series of sermons focusing on missions. And so the theme for this year, thinking about missions, starting on Sunday, February 28th, is Let's Go. And so that's sort of the front end. It's let's go. The rest of it is taking the gospel to the ends of the earth. And so our theme verse for this year, as we fix our attention on thinking about missions, is from Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. And this is what it says there. And this gospel of the kingdom will be proclaimed throughout the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. So the gospel is going to be proclaimed as a testimony to all nations throughout the whole world, and then the end will come. And so two things I want to just sort of leave with you or lodge in your brains as we begin to think about missions together is, number one, the world is not going to reach itself. I forget the last count, but there's like something like 7 or 8 billion people on this planet, and there's a lot of lost people within that number, and those lost people are not going to reach themselves. And the flip side of that is, number two, the gospel is not going to preach itself. So it says this gospel of the kingdom will be proclaimed throughout the whole world. Well, in order for that to happen, somebody's got to go do it. Okay, and I don't want us to just think, oh yeah, we'll raise up missionaries, we'll send support to missionaries, we'll pray for missionaries. I want us to seriously consider there's some folks from Thistletown Baptist Church that by the grace of God we want to begin to see missionaries raised up from our midst. And so that's one of my prayers and has been for years. And so I want to continue praying that way. And just that the Lord would help us, whether we go far away or go right down the block. I pray that the Lord would help us to go with the gospel and take the good news of Jesus to the lost people all around us. So let's go, taking the gospel to the ends of the earth, starting right where we are. So that's what's going to begin on I guess Friday is sort of the lead up to that, and then starting on Sunday we'll begin focusing on missions, with that being our theme. Let's go, taking the gospel to the ends of the earth. And so following the sermon, which is going to happen at 10:45 in the morning, we'll then have our discussion group at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's not true. Bad pastor, my memory is failing me here. We're actually going to have the youth group meeting at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we'll forego the normal discussion group, and the youth will be meeting at 2 o'clock instead. So discussion group folks will pick up, Lord willing, on next week Sunday. But for this Sunday, I'm going to meet myself and Sean, James, and Auntie Sonia. We're going to meet with the youth as a way of just sort of connecting with them. And so to the youth, I know y'all never check the Purpose chat group, but please check in. And I'm going to drop a video in there that's going to be helpful for us in our discussion as we get together at 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. So we're going to go from 2 to 3, just have a little time to connect and talk about the word together and just fellowship a little bit. So that's happening at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. And then junior church is going to take place at 4 o'clock. From 4 to 4:30. So please do come. Kids, be mindful to, or at least have your parents check the junior church WhatsApp group for any pertinent information related to that. And then lastly, at 6:30, the Sunday school class is going to meet. And so for those of you who've been connected with that, or if you're interested in joining in on that, you can touch base with me, and I can get you the necessary information for that. So that's what's coming up. And I just really want to encourage you, brothers and sisters, as we begin, looking forward to Sunday, to start thinking about missions. I know it's hard to think about, let's go, taking the gospel anywhere where when presently we can't really move around very easily. There's restrictions everywhere. You try to travel, and that's extremely difficult right now. But I don't want us to lose sight of the fact that we're called to be making disciples. As we go, we are to make disciples of the nations. And like I said, for some of us, that's going to be going down the block. But Lord willing, for others of us, that's going to mean going across the globe, going for the sole purpose of seeing people come to faith in Jesus Christ and seeing his fame and his glory spread through the ends of the earth. And so, hope y'all have a good day today, and touch base with me if you need to. If you need to get a hold of one of the deacons or deacons assistants, one of the trustees, check your directory for their contact information. You can shoot an email to the church office if you need any assistance, and let us know how we can serve you at this time. But in the meantime, brothers and sisters, take care. Y'all have a good day, and God bless. Take care.